from the Western Queens area of New York. And I want to welcome you guys to what is part 2 of the Opening Meetings Safely workshop. For the first workshop that we had was with respect to actual in-person meetings and different things we can do to keep our members safe. And the second part now, tonight, is going to be about virtual meetings, hybrid meetings. And we have panelists here that are going to talk about their experience with setting up hybrid meetings. But just to give you a little bit of an idea, you know, when the COVID started, once we started with this pandemic, you know, we had experienced some significant changes in the way that we had met. You know, recovery, the fundamentals of recovery never changed, but the delivery of our message, certainly the tools that we're using had changed. And a lot of us, you know, had not been familiar with getting online. You know, we'll mention Zoom. It doesn't matter which platform you use. You know, we do use Zoom because it is convenient and it provides us with all the different elements that we need from a virtual platform standpoint in order to conduct a meeting successfully, whether it's a business meeting or an actual Narcotics Anonymous meeting. But what's happening now is we're getting closer to the point where meetings will start to reopen and members will be allowed back in, but you're going to have some members that might not necessarily be comfortable coming back into a face-to-face meeting environment. You might have some members that cannot. Maybe they're high risk, and they just simply cannot make it to a meeting. And another factor that is something that I didn't even think about it initially is, you know, some of our home groups have gained, you know, we've actually gotten more members because of the reach of the virtual platform. We have members that are coming from different states, different areas, and they feel comfortable within our home groups. And, you know, they might become permanent members of the group, and the virtual platform allows them to still do that because we're building relationships with new people. We're meeting new people. We're seeing new faces. And we'd like to see some sort of continuity as we go forward into the meeting in person process. And that's how the hybrid meetings will incorporate both aspects of meeting online and in person. And I'll let the panelists go over that. The one thing I want to say, and this is sort of a disclaimer for everybody, is, you know, ultimately when it comes to reopening a meeting and having members meet in person, you know, that's going to be a decision that's made by the groups. You know, we're going to pass out information and let you know the different options that you have, but ultimately there has to be a discussion made within the group because, I mean, look, Tradition 4, you know, there's autonomy, and groups make their own decisions. And, you know, we just want to give you guys a little bit of a taste of what is available, and then you can decide to do what you please with it. So we're not telling everybody to run out and open your meetings. There are certain guidelines that have to be followed. But we're going to tell you some information that will be helpful in the event that you do decide to open, you know, if you do decide to open your meetings. As I just mentioned, you know, the fourth tradition, there are a number of traditions. Like this has been this is becoming an opportunity to be able to exercise specific traditions. Like a lot of times, like I would go to a meeting, a traditions meeting, and I would say, you know, well, this is not applicable to me. And I didn't have any firsthand experience with these traditions in order to put them into practice. But this particular pandemic has allowed me and other members to actually start practicing certain traditions and being aware of them and how they work and how they're applicable. And so I'm grateful for that.